Welcome to the Theatre of Dreams here at Darcy Street. It is South Hobart taking on Northern Rangers in the first of the two League Cup semi-finals this afternoon. It is an absolutely beautiful day for football here. The sun is beating down upon the Darcy Street pitch. It should be an interesting matchup. South Hobart undefeated at home this year. And Rangers travelling down here looking to pick up a piece of silverware to end the season on a high. They've got a tough task ahead of them. They'll come in as big underdogs. But we've seen upsets in cups already this year, and South Hobart, of course, lost to Lonnie City earlier on the season, so they have dropped a cup game to an Northern opponent before. Joining me to call this one today is Paul Hunt. Good afternoon, Funty.
Good afternoon, and I'll certainly agree with you on the beautifulness of today. It is an absolutely fantastic day today. No doubt up here at Darcy Street we'll end up with a random sun shower at about halfway through, but that seems to be the pattern up here. As we've just mentioned, Lonnie City, the other Launceston team in the NPL, knocking over South Hobart this year. Rangers don't have the best record against South Hobart, particularly down here at Darcy Street over the last couple of years, really. It's been a bit of a bogey ground for them, so it'll be interesting to see how they turn up today.
Yeah, it's a fairly ugly fixture list if you look at the games at Darcy Street for Rangers, but I think they've made pretty large strides ever since that day, and this is one of the more bizarre sights I've ever seen. Rangers appear to be rocking the South Hobart kits. If we could get blasted the camera around to the other team, perhaps. This is highly irregular.
This is a bizarre change 2 minutes before the game. We've just seen all of Northern Rangers players are just out there swapping into what I believe is the challenge kit. I think it's the South Hobart challenge kit. I think the white one. Certainly proudly sponsoring one of South Hobart's major sponsors, Legs and Breasts, on the front there. And look, that's just going to make today even more confusing, because now all the numbers are completely out the window.
Yeah, and just wondering what's probably because South Hobart are in a white kit at the moment too, so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But an interesting start to the day here, Funty.
We had this problem a couple of weeks ago with Northern Rangers, and I do believe they own a kind of maroon to magenta striped kind of away kit, and we've seen it once. I've seen it used on photos, and I've never seen it again, and clearly they haven't seen it again, because they're now rocking South Hobart jerseys.
I think that this week they actually remembered the maroon away kit, and South Hobart may be planning to wear the red home kit, and the referee might have determined that's a bit of a clash.
But then why have they both changed into white?
Well, I think that's South Hobart's warm-up kit. They'll change into their playing kit.
Yep.
Probably a more sensible solution might have been just South to wear the white ones, but I guess as the home side, it's their decision to wear what they like.
Mind games from Ken already.
Now we've got a bizarre situation where Rangers could well be playing in South Hobart strips anyway. The players who will be playing for South Hobart, not sure what strip they'll be wearing. In goal, number 1, Kieran Brown. Number 15, Loic Farrell, the Frenchman. He comes back into the team after missing last week. Number 3, Adam Gorry, been the best fullback in the competition this year. Top 5 finish in the Players MVP and the Media Award. Just an outstanding year for the fullback. Number 11, Benjamin Hammertime Hamlet, given a start up top. You'd expect him to lead the line. Looking at that's Connor Cass, probably playing on a wing, judging by the lineup. And Kobe Kemp, I expect we'll see in at centre back today, with both Dogger Brown and Hugh Ludford. Brown on the bench, but both of those two are out, so I expect Kobe Kemp will partner Oscar Thomas in defence, and Kemp more than comfortable in a central defensive role. He's got all the skills for that position. Number 7, Nick the Morthog Morton, scored a wonderful goal up at Somerset last week as South Hobart just snuck past the Sharks. Number 4, Liam Quayle, he makes his return. We're playing a fullback, Connor Schmidt, battling an injury, so back into the team comes Quayle. Oscar Thomas, as I mentioned, will partner Kemp in the middle of the defence. Jack Turner has made a return from injury, an ankle injury that I think South Hobart initially feared might keep him out of even the Brisbane game in a fortnight's time, so he's recovered quite well, it would seem. Number 10, Alex Walter, has been a stalwart on the left all year. A pretty talented bench there too. Young Jacob Brennan, Dogger Brown still on the comeback from injury, but there if they need him. Olaf Conforti, Ken Morton, big raps for his performance last week up at Somerset, and big Albie Lazinski, a fairly good trump card to have on the bench. Mark Moncourt, the backup keeper. Your thoughts on the South Hobart side, Funty?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting, especially I think centre back with both Ludford and then Dan Brown on the bench. Obviously he's been having those back issues for a lot this season, so I mean it'll be interesting to see if they target that area in particular, but I mean it's a pretty loose area to target because they are very strong across the entire park. Maybe we'll see Gorry maybe just playing a bit more narrow, and Quayle as well, maybe not quite bombing on as much as we usually see them do, but I wouldn't expect too many changes from South Hobart. I think they'll be looking to attack from the off. I mean, they still did that up at Somerset last week as well, so I don't think we'll expect much change there. And look, that is still probably the strongest team you can find here in Tasmania, so not too many worries there. And I think that's, yeah, I'd say that's better. Just look, but still being distracted by Rangers kit. I think it's their FFA Cup kit from a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think you might be right with that one. We'll move on to the Rangers, or maybe South Hobart outfit. We'll have a look at who they're playing. Disregard those numbers. They've gone completely out the window now. And that might make things tough. Certainly can recognise a few of their stars, but a few of the young fellas we might battle with. Anyway, Tenzing Anderson, the big Zingerberger. He's missed quite a bit of time, but he's come back into things in the past couple of weeks. Can play in defence or attack. We'll wait and see where he lines up. Number 8, the Orchard, Liam Appleyard. Hasn't been a consistent starter this year. He's been in and around the squad all season. Number 16, Jonathan Burke. He's been a good young player, as has the next pair, Zach Cross, one of the star young centre-backs and up-and-coming talents in the competition, as is Jesse Fulton in the midfield. Really enjoyed his work. Rangy Jesse Fulton, and he's actually snavelled up the number 4, so his number will be correct.
Thank God for that.
Number 2, Mitchell Jones. Such a young side, and I'll tell you what, maybe these numbers aren't too far off, because he's rocking the number 2 as well. So at least a couple of them have synced up. Unfortunately, I already recognise those two, so perhaps not overly helpful. Number 10, Quinn Kensley. He'll certainly be recognisable if he scores, because he'll launch into a somersault routine. He's a real aerialist of the competition in his celebrations, loving the way he's gone about his work. Number 11, Nick Lenau Atkinson. Had a stellar year, second in the Mitzi medal count. He's been a fantastic player, looking as fit as I've seen him in recent years, Nick LA, and he'll really be the key to their side's hopes today, I think. Nick LA, his brother Pat Lenau Atkinson, a stalwart, one of the stars of the competition, the most capped player in the NPL and Victory League. Is Pat Lenau Atkinson, just a fantastic fullback. Harry Townhauser, the Townhouse, a favourite of ours. He'll be easily recognisable with the blonde curls in the middle, and another one of the key movers for his side. And Sam Watman has been very good, the big Kiwi in goals for the Rangers, and you get the feeling that he's going to have to play a big role today, because teams don't come to Darcy Street and take points unless their keeper is performing, and he will certainly be peppered with shots if their previous meetings are anything to go by. On the bench, William Humphrey, Song Yong Jin. So Danny Jin is back I thought he departed, but apparently he's returned just in time for this one. Harry Johnson, Big Tiki, the TD himself, Michael Montekio, gave a fantastic performance in commentary in a game up for Rangers earlier in the season. See if he can get on though. And Adhar Ngoi, who I can't say I'm familiar with at all, and probably butchered the name. Apologies if so.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a very, very youthful starting lineup there. Watching Rangers against Olympia the other week was very, very impressed with both the LAs, Nicola and Patla, and Jesse Fulton dominating in the middle there. Harry, the Tannhauser up top was very, very good display. I think I voted him in Team of the Week that week. Can't remember. I think you put him in, didn't you?
I believe so.
Yeah, we'll say that.
I was struggling a bit that week.
He was good enough. And look, they're all going to be at their absolute best today. I guess one small advantage of the League Cup is that these northern teams, when they travel down, can have a full complement on the bench. We've previously had it where they've just sometimes had 2 or 3, so they'll have a few more fresh legs, and especially Tiki to come off, who just bossed the midfield for 45 minutes when he came on the other week against Warriors. Very, very impressive performance. So I'm not expecting Northern Rangers / South Hobart 2014 to put up much of a... Sorry, I'm expecting them to put up a good fight, and I certainly don't think it's going to be anything like the 6-0s and things we've had previously. And as you mentioned, Sam Watman, the big Kiwi, we can spot him a mile away in that fluoro orange kit, and I think he's going to be under plenty of pressure so far today.
Yeah, he's going to have to play a big role. He's the big Kiwi, and certainly more than capable of pulling his team out of the fire. He's done it a few times this year, but they are up against it today, Rangers. South Hobart certainly given a scare on the road against Somerset last week, needing extra time to get past a very valiant Sharks outfit, which has got to give hope to Rangers. But the way they've been playing this season, I think they'll deal with the Rangers pretty comfortably today.
Yeah, South Hobart having just about the longest road trip possible in Tasmanian football up to Somerset. Wasn't that a fantastic pitch up there? And so bobbly, it made it really hard for South Hobart, who are used to this usually pristine Darcy Street condition. And I think that's going to be the main thing for South Hobart today, is just this home ground factor. They have turned Darcy Street, well, it's the theatre of dreams, it's also a fortress as well for them. They have an exceptional record here and pretty much beaten nearly everyone so far this season here, so that's probably what's going to lean it towards South Hobart for me. But Rangers will be up for this. They've had a good week to prepare and a good win last week. It was very interesting to see South Hobart take into extra time. Don't think the extra legs have had a fairly easy week, I'd say, on the training field, just those injury concerns, so I don't think they'll be fatigued at all from that. But yeah, South Hobart by a couple, I think, for me.
So what, I've been watching Nick Linnell-Atkinson in the warm-up, and if he hits him like that in the game, watch out Kieran Brown. He is dialed in at the moment. He's been smashing him in the back of the net. And certainly they might not get that many chances, so they're going to need to take them if they get them.
It's also about the shortest goalkeeper I've seen in Tasmanian football there as well.
Yeah, not the biggest stature of the young fella in goals, as Nicolay just smokes one into the post this occasion, but a bit of a delayed kick-off here at Darcy Street. Should get underway eventually. 10 past, certainly some hold up, but if you're just joining us, that is in fact Northern Rangers on your screen at the moment, wearing the South Hobart away kit. Yeah, just can't seem to get the away kit right when they travel the Rangers.
It's not the most difficult of jobs. And you make the away kit completely different. As a Mariners fan in the A-League, I noticed this year our home and away kits are practically identical. One's a stripe and one's a sash. That's how not to do an away kit. And I mean, Northern Rangers have just taken that one step further and just don't appear to bring one.
Well, I reckon they've brought the maroon one. The referee's not having a bar of it, and I reckon South Hobart will come out in red. That's my prediction. Yeah, they definitely had the maroon one. Yeah. I saw a bag of them.
Oh, well, that's better than the effort a couple of weeks ago. But
he remembered it this time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, clashes with the home kit of the away team. So,
and it's not like you haven't known South Hobart haven't been playing in red for 105 years or however old they are, so it's not a new thing.
That's probably South's point. I dare say Rangers might have suggested, we'll wear the maroon, you guys can wear your own white ones. So no.
I don't think Sam Watman needs to worry about a change of kit. He's been very, very fluoro orange socks. It's nearly got the boots as well. He needs a few of the pairs before they went to the two-tone orange and green.
There is South Hobart rocking the red kits, so that is why the maroon has not been allowed. And why Rangers are rocking South Hobart kits.
I tell you
one
what,
of the strangest sights I've seen in what's been a very strange season, Paul.
We've had many strange things from Lucas Hill's push-up routine pre-game. There's certainly not been a shortage of unique moments here in Tasmanian football this year, and this is just another one of the compilation video. And as we think we'll see both lots of South Hobart lining up. Glad my facial recognition of most of Rangers players isn't the best, so this is going to be an interesting day on commentary, I think.
Well, got a few of them. There's a couple of new faces I've only seen a couple of times this year, but we'll see how we go. Numbers largely been thrown out the window here, but just about to get underway as the players led out onto the Darcy Street pitch by today's referee. It looks to me like Brenton Cockrell leading him out there. Voted the referee of the year for a second year running. And he'll be in charge of this one. And looks like Lauren Hargrave and Stratos Ploritis on the lines today. So an elite team out there today with not many games on there. All the big guns coming out for the lines.
I was going to say that was probably nearly 1, 2, 3 in referee of the year voting. Thought Lauren Hargrave, I didn't actually realise the other week that was her first NPL Tas game in the centre, Warriors versus Rangers. If I knew that, I would have probably mentioned it a bit more. Did a very good job handling that situation, and we know what to expect with Rena Copra and Stratos, two very, very competent referees. And enjoying the different handshake style as well. Stratos going very 2017, Copra with the traditional handshake.
Yeah, just
keeping him with the times, yeah. Don't have to think about that too much when you're trying to play. How to handshake the referee. Hopefully this game can start now so I can stop dribbling on referee handshake.
It's been a long pre-game. It's been a strange pre-game, but we're just about ready here at the Theatre of Dreams for the final, well, not the final time because they've got a game against Brisbane coming up. So the final time on the slice of cheese coverage at any rate. The winner looking to find their way through to the League Cup final of KG5 next week. And the other semi-final tonight, a rematch of the Lacquer Cup final, will also be headed your way. We're really hoping this one doesn't push beyond the 90, or we might be stretching things just a little.
Yeah, resources will be stretched. That South Hobart Brisbane stroke then confirmed for Darcy Street, I think.
Yeah,
is that correct?
It's confirmed for Darcy Street, yes.
Yeah, nice. Good to see South Hobart will get the genuine home ground advantage. I was here a few years ago and they played Campbelltown in that competition for the first time. It was a great little atmosphere when you can get 800,000 people into this ground. It absolutely feels heaving, so hopefully more of the same in a couple of weeks. But South Hobart obviously eyes on a Rangers game in front of them, with Morton choosing which way he wants the teams to go, hoping he's kept them on the same side.
And yes, so all in readiness here for this one, and I think it is at Darcy Street. FFA might have just asked South Hobart if they wouldn't mind having a night home game and playing at KG5, and that was the shortest phone conversation you'll ever see in your life. I think it was a one-word answer, and that was that. And as it should be. This is their home ground, and they've got every right to be playing against Brisbane. Now, last week I'm informed up in Devonport, Rangers rolled out a little back five, and it seems like we might be seeing that again here on the way they've set up early. It is very in vogue at the moment, and perhaps we might see the back five rolled out once more today.
I'm loving this return to the early 90s with back fives. Very, very interesting as we have kickoff here at Darcy Street. All forward, looking in the direction of Townhouse. It's as far as Morton. Hamlet bustled off. Oh, look at that. That's the gym work from Ben Hammertime. Hamlet coming in vogue there as the long ball towards Turner, showing no real effects of those injury concerns, and Watman will pick that one up nice and easy. We're really going to need some assistance with this Rangers line. Facial recognition's not good from up here. Ends up forward. Nice tussle there between. And that's Kemp down there on the near side. Bustling into back to Quayle. He'll try and get it down the line and eventually out off his own teammate there for a throw in.
Could be horribly wrong. I think it might be Kensley, not 100%. Anyway, long throw in the Nick LA direction up against Kobe Kemp. Slotting in at centre back today, Kobe Kemp. A slightly different role for him.
Seems to drop back deeper and deeper as the season's going on. I think he started at attacking mid, and then when Turner came in, he dropped defensive mid, and now he's centre back.
And he's a pretty versatile player. Kobe Kemp slobbed him in a number of roles. Here's Connor Cass, who smashes this one high in the air. Patlinau Atkinson, just slightly heavy touch that invited in Nick Morton, the Frenchman, and working it forwards. Scrapping in the middle, lovely work from Fulton coming through. He combines nicely, couldn't pick out the townhouse, and he's dueling in there, beat out Connor Cass well. A player that Ken Morton always singles out when they come up against Rangers, the townhouse. Such a key mover for this Rangers side, as the wind is just started to howl through. The beautiful day lasted all of about 10 minutes for us. Lasted the pre-game beautifully. It's starting to pick up, and Jack Turner, great to see him back out there. They'll definitely want him for that Brisbane game next week.
Week after.
Yep, getting a bit ahead of myself, Hunty. Get excited.
I know you're excited for the League Cup final, Andrews. We see a heaving throw in from Quayle in the Turner direction, gets ahead on it, calling for a high foot from Copper. Going to play the whistle there, Jack. As forward, Kemp, I think that's going to fall out of play, despite Liam Quayle's acrobatic attempt to keep it in. We will see the throw-in taken on the near side. Townhouse not even looking at the ball. Pat LA just knocks that one high into the sky. Effectively cleared from Kemp. Should probably try and keep it on the deck here as the wind really picks up. It's a crunching challenge from Gorry. Might fall to the townhouse here. It's 3v3 for Rangers. Cuts it inside towards Nick LA. Seen him hit him in pre-game. Can't really get much of an option. It's a beautiful ball. Just misses his intended teammate there, so a goal kick. Rangers cuts it inside towards Nick LA.
Trying to get on
Seen him hit him in pre-game. Can't really get much of an option. It's a beautiful.
He wants to get on that left foot. They showed him onto the right, and he turned back and suddenly found himself surrounded, but still managed to dissect the gap. It was a really good run by, I think, Jones. We're going to run with it. Could be horribly wrong. But
it's down on my list as Jones.
I'm happy to roll the dice on it. Correct us if we're wrong, Rangers Army. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to tell us that. As this one's worked in the Loic Farrell direction. Turner sliding in against Fulton. That's a rather wayward pass from the Morthog. Straight out of play. It's been a bright start here by Rangers in the opening few minutes. So their recent trips to Darcy Street, they've gone down early, and it's been all uphill work from there, but if they can hang in there, make life difficult, they might fare a little better. They certainly challenged him in the two games at the NTCA ground this year. 2-0 and 3-2 wins for South, but they're quite competitive in those ones. This one's driven in the middle towards the townhouse. And plenty of work early as Townhauser, and that was ambitious, even for the great Harry Townhauser. Smashed that one in.
He's had a few fantastic goals so far this season as Townhouse, but probably should have played a through ball there to one of his teammates. As it falls harmlessly wide, but Rangers doing the best to play so far. As we see a goal kick from Kieran Brown, he's set Liam Quayle an absolute challenge there. Needed to be an Olympic high jumper to get up to that one, I think. As we'll see the throw in, taken on this near side. Pump forward, Oscar Thomas sticks a leg out. It's up to Nick LA, who flicks it in a dangerous direction, and good communication there between the South Hobart defence, and Kieran Brown picks that one up. Hasn't really got too many options forward. Everyone seems to be pretty well man-marked in this defensive five.
Yeah, it's an interesting start from Rangers. I like it so far as Cross deals with this one away. Walter competing with Fulton, who's been so impressive in the midfield this year for Rangers. Turner works it back to Gorry. Gorry chips it in the Hamlet direction. That one's steered away there.
Burke?
Might be the Zinger Burger, not 100%. Headed away, but speaking of defenders, what a luxury for South Hobart just to be able to roll in Oscar Thomas and Kobe Kemp when your two first-choice centre-backs are out, and Brown and Ludford out. For most clubs, that would be a crisis, your two top centre-backs. No such issues here, as that one's going to be Rangers' ball.
I mean, Oscar Thomas, who's playing playing off and on MPL for the last 3 or 4 years. Has got a lot of big match experience, and you can just slot him in. Obviously second in goal of the year this year. I think him and South Hobart felt he was a little robbed there, scoring from halfway, but...
Don't go mentioning that round these parts, Fundy.
Not trying to start any incidents here, but I think a deserved winner in that competition.
Look, I think at the end of the day, they simply were defeated by the greatest online push I've seen since Obama's election in 08. It was a fantastic campaign run by the Zebras.
I was enjoying Nick Grunwald giving that to every single American football sporting group to vote for it that I could find.
Oh, Gabby Marcage was the one. He had half of Europe voting for it.
As we see Ball Townhouse getting bustled off it, but look at that, he's got 3 players around him. Morton eventually falls to Turner. Will go back post here in the direction. Chest down, Turner can't quite get it down. Who will it eventually fall for? It's going to get there. Hope home from Kobe Kemp, and well blocked there from Burke. Gorry manages to get that in, and he wins the free kick as well, I think. Stratos thought he was calling for offside there, which was a bit confusing. As Gorry gets the free kick for a shirt pull. And very, very good play there from Alex Walter just before, and Connor Cass, who's making his first start for a while. Gorry goes near post, and that'll be well cleared by the Rangers, only as far as Gorry's head, which is a dangerous place to put on. Calls for a handball, nothing given, and a scrappy play from Morton ends up winning a corner kick. As we look at this replay, it's call for a handball from Cass. Really much in that as we go back to live play, deflected into the box, Turner up. The volley comes in, and Watman will pick that one up nice and cleanly. Sends that along immediately in the Nick LA direction. Good headed clear. Safety first from Lloyd Farrell. A slightly unfamiliar role at centre back, but defensive mid, it won't be too much different for him there as Rangers play it to the Townhouse. Back to Nick LA. Played off his arm, not sure he could have done too much about that. Well controlled up there, and just a bit of aerial ping pong going on here. Jack Turner joining in. They've had a bit of luck down this left-hand side, South Hobart, and we'll see if Liam Quayle can bomb on a little more. Gorry's still certainly starting position is in the opposition half. Quayle a bit more defensive today as Kemple knocked that one around. Morton asking for feet and just hit well over his head. He'll eventually pick it up. Inside through Cass. Over to Quayle, and it's just thundered into there. Kobe Kemp looking to go to the keeper, and plays a very, very smart diagonal ball to Oscar Thomas. Not much midfield here for South Hobart. Pretty much 5 defenders and 5 attackers at the moment. And 16 for Rangers. Killing.
Too far away to get the facial recognition here. Absolute shambles. Anyway, South Hobart Challenge League number 16.
Yeah.
Nice work forward. Gorry tenaciously won it, but a little too tenacious in the view of Copra, who blows the foul. In the first 10 minutes. I think Rangers would be pretty happy with the way they've started this game.
I'd say they've probably had the majority of play so far in this game, obviously only after 10 minutes, but it's a very good start. Haven't lost an early goal, which has been the killer to so many teams here at the Theatre of Dreams, and now they've got a set-piece opportunity with a fair bit of tall timber. See what they can do from this as it's looking near post, but Kieran Brown will comfortably collect that one.
And a bit of a look at what the wind was doing on that one, just fading away towards that corner, probably at Rangers' backs a little here as the Mordog Morton picks it up and threads to a wonderful ball for Liam Quayle to run onto. He wraps his left boot around it, and that'll be steered clear, and Farrell gets his foot back on it. Connor Cass now, first time cross. Turner hadn't got back on side though. Now Nick LA across to Fulton, and Rangers look to counter that. Everybody back defending that play though, so he needs to hold up and wait for reinforcements. Shut off there by the Frenchman in midfield. Doing it nicely, Loic Farrell back in the team this week. Quite a young side that travelled up to Somerset last week. When you take the likes of Farrell and Brown and Ludford out of there, It's a very young side.
Not many over 20 once you take them out. Really Morton and obviously Turner injured as well, so very, very youthful side.
Hamlet probably one of the other experienced ones, but very youthful outfit. Here is Turner, sends it down the line looking for the run of Connor Cass. Just bounced over his head. And he's steered away to the townhouse. Works it inside to Patla now. Atkinson across to Fulton. Jones can get to that one. Patla now Atkinson back to the townhouse. They've been prominent early for Rangers. That's not such a good ball though. Steered out of play. Gorry back inside to Luke Farrell. Ball's a little behind Cass, who flicks it into the path of Quayle and takes off on a run. Townhouse drifting across into the space. He's been combative, just lost track of the ball. And a bit of a body check, which is allowed. Interesting. Off into the middle. Morton, Cass. Wearing the captain's armband today is the Morthog, and what a player he has been for his side. Will we see much more of him down here in Tassie? I'm not sure. The Morthog certainly could be the last few games we watch. But there's a turnover here, and here's a great chance for Fulton. Just took it a little wide with his touch. Back to Nicolay. Jinking inside, cutting back for the townhouse. Townhouser. Locked behind for a corner. They just couldn't quite get the space they wanted there.
Baby needed to try and hit that first time, did the townhouse, because he's right on the penalty spot in action. I guess it was hit behind him, so he had to go and retrieve it. Did well to make some space, and eventually that man, the Morthog, gets his body in the way. So it'll be very interesting to see how South Hobart cope with those situations, giving the ball away rather cheaply at the back, and we'll see what Rangers can do. From this corner kick goes right into the mixer, and a great clearing header there from Kemp. Had to get Scott on that little slip, and then a falcon right into Jack Turner. Will be lucky not to give away a yellow card here as Turner goes on a run. Out to Hamlet, does well, gets past one, got past two. Hammer time is in full flight here. We'll have a shot on goal, looks for Morton, and great clearance there of the Northern Rangers defender. Morton was very much offside for most of that run, so it'd be very interesting to see what the call would have been if he didn't get a touch. But
just feeling the build-up here, foul him, take the yellow card. I reckon that's where you just got to take the yellow. It's worked out right in the end, but they scrambled back, and in the end, very nicely defended. Well, the man who's wearing 10, but I'm pretty sure that's not Quinn Kensley.
No. I'm pretty sure that's not either. I guess when you've got this last-minute opportunity to have a number you've always wanted, you'd take number 10 as a defender.
It's an interesting one. Kensley right with the 8, trying to defend Kobe Kemp here. He gets his foot round it, and it's blocked behind for another corner. South's best moment of the game, that one. It just opened up nicely. And Gorry in corner duties here with Kobe Kemp, the centre-back, just sitting a little bit deeper. Here's the Morthog. Morton turns onto the right. Dangerous ball deflecting around Watman. Got a palm up to it and deflected off Lanau Atkinson for another corner in the end.
Ping ball there in the 6-yard box. South Hobart certainly getting a bit more territory at the moment as Gorry goes for the quick corner kick, and Turner nearly gets in there. Good muscle, goes up again. Should be effectively cleared. And it is. Kobe Kemp picks up the loose ball, goes on a jinking run that we've seen him do a fair bit so far this season. Gorry launches one to the back post, and rising high was Oscar Thomas, who certainly had the height advantage there, but didn't quite get the direction on it.
Yeah, the big giraffe Thomas rising up there, and pretty good contact, but didn't quite get down over the top of it. Won it decisively, as you'd expect him to.
First real time this game that South Hobart have had a consistent couple of minutes of pressure down on the Rangers goal as Watman launches that one up top over the head of Townhouse, who's the ball pretty much played through him at all times here from Rangers. Nick Morton's in a bit of space here when Hamlet tries to get the flick on header. Now Walter plays it to Hamlet. no doubt try and get on his right foot. And unfortunately, he wanted to go aerial then, but went straight across the ground. As we see Fulton striding forward, and Farrell just comes across a bit too far. Fulton still gets the ball. He's now looking for the return. Good flick header. Will fall harmlessly for a goal kick. So a very pacey there counter attack from Northern Rangers. It'd be, from a coaching point of view, Lino Scully would be certainly hoping he can do that the rest of the game, his team.
Yeah, they've shown a bit of a threat. If you're just tuning into this one, wondering what is going on with the kits, Rangers wearing South Hobart's Challenge League kit after they did remember their away kit this time, but didn't remember that clashed with South Hobart's home kit. So legs and breast getting some free advertising here in the former Rangers as Connor Cass turns inside, got round a lunging Patla now. Atkinson across to Jack Turner. He looks to thread it through to Ben Hamlin. Hammer time, Hamlin from the angle. High and rising over the bar. But they're just starting to get into it here, South. They're finding their groove a little bit, and the hole's just starting to appear.
Starting the match firmly in first gear, and they're just starting to ramp it up a bit here, South Hobart. Certainly clicking into second at the moment, and Rangers, we certainly hope they don't start getting into fourth or fifth, because then they won't have, it'll be very hard to stop the South Hobart team, like a steamroller once they get rolling. As Watman launches that one forward, only as far as the head of Liam Quayle. At least they'll get a bit of territory here, the Rangers.
Throw in over the head. Now Atkinson glanced into the path of the townhouse, who sends it wide for Jones. Jones crossing dangerously to the back post. Liam Quayle worked it across, and Kobe Kemp, cool as the other side of the pillow was Kemp, and he charges off and plays it off. Fulton for the throw in. Very composed stuff at the back there from Kemp. First time I remember seeing it centre back this year. He might have played up there last week against Somerset, however, but certainly in the league he's more of a central midfielder, or at times playing out on the right as Nick Morton works it to Alex Walter. Jinks one way, then the other, then crosses in, but straight down the throat of Watman. That fluoro orange kit, and no missing him, and that is a booming kick from the big Kiwi. The wind gets right behind that, and that'll go the length. And the wind certainly arranges back.
Certainly is. He's kicked out the entire length of Darcy Street off 2 steps, which was rather impressive there from the keeper. And Kieran Brown will obviously have that luxury next half, but it'll be Rangers hoping to try and use that. South Hobart really haven't had much of a chance to get a foot on it so far. As Liam Quayle has got Cass up ahead, and Morton inside chooses to go to Cass, who unfortunately just trips over the ball and is got 2 Rangers players at his back. Goes to Morton, back to Cass. This is a nice build up here, sliding across, punching challenge, Burkle cross.
I think it's cross, yeah. 100% on that. 13 I'm convinced is the big Zinger burger.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I think it's cross. One of those young defenders there has a cracking challenge from him.
What we're going with.
Slid in, needed to get it and did so, but another corner opportunity for South, who are just starting to work their way on top of this contest. Warhog has Connor Cass offering short, and Liam Quayle in a little bit of space too. Instead he swings it back post. Turner working his way there. Walter got his head to it, and again it's nodded wide of the mark.
Certainly trying to go pretty aerial there was Walter to get some purchase on it. There is a lot of instructions being barked out from both Morton and Lapolla on the South Hobart bench. Hear him from up here. As Waltman now will try and use the wind again. It's that kind of low raking ball, only as far as Gorrie, but eventually now gets out to Thomas. Back to Kemp. Now probably switch the play here. To Quayle on the near side here. He's got 4 in advance, one of which is Hamlet, who leaves it for Turner. Nice ball out to Walter, calls for a handball, and Copper has given that one. Probably a bit too much bicep there from Walter.
Good call, I think. Little chip ball, just cradles it down. Always in trouble when you extend the arm that far, even if it does get you on the chest, it's going to look bad, but that was a good decision. The big Kiwi. Get his boot behind this one again and pumps it down the middle for Jones. He flicks it on, only as far as Luke Farrell. Hamlet beaten in the air there by Anderson. Now Oscar Thomas. Works it to Cass. Retreats to Adam Gorry. Jinks around and then takes off. Knocked inside to Cass. South Hobart patiently moving the ball around here, trying to find an opening. Now they work it to Walter. Lovely little turn there from Walter. He gets around Anderson. They want to get onto his right here, Walter. He does so. Crosses in right in the mix of Hamlet. Ball finish. Exquisite from South, and hammer time Hamlet nods South Hobart into the lead. A delightful ball from Alex Walter.
Yeah, you cannot let Alex Walter get on his right foot that easily, because he can produce some magic crossing like we've just seen there. Hammer time Hamlet, South Hobart's leading marksman, was bobbing up on the 6-yard line. It was a lovely through ball from Walter. And Anderson all up and just gets it over the head. Very outstretched Rangers defender, and Watman has absolutely no chance of saving that one. And South Hobart, been a pretty even game so far, but South Hobart first to put the ball in the old onion bag.
Yeah, wonderful ball from Walter. I think Lino surely will be a bit disappointed still when crosses into the area being headed home by someone of the stature of Hamlet. Something's gone wrong with the defensive system. They just gave a bit too much room. Brilliant ball though from Walter, and Hamlet with a perfect finish, made great contact. And South Hobart, who rode out a tough early few minutes, have got on top as the contest has developed, and well worth their lead through 22 minutes South. Knocking on the door.
Maybe they just thought it was a practice training match, Seniors versus Challenge League pre-game. It just took a little while to sink in that is the opposition in Rangers.
Here's Gorry chipping it forward for Turner to chase. Eludes him, and a play for a Rangers throw in.
I think that's Jones to take out on the far side. Launches it only as far as the head of Gorry, but he'll get another chance to launch this one in. So we have another look at that goal. Another time Hamlet, one of the smaller number 9s in the league, but just got enough purchase on that. There was plenty of pace on the ball. He more just had to give it a bit of redirection, which he did expertly, and a subdued celebration from Hamlet's usual.
Yeah, giving the credit to Walter, the striker. Ran straight to the provider and pointed at him. It was a wonderful ball, but lovely combination between those two. As the South in the lead. How will Rangers respond? I thought Nicolay was just pushed in the back a little there. He's turned down a blind alley there. In the end, retreats back to the safety net in the townhouse. He'll work it across to Patlinow Atkinson. Centering ball goes straight to Oscar Thomas though, who punches it in the Hamlet direction. Fulton was tough there. His tackle spilt the way of Turner. He threads it wide. It's just going to elude Walter.
I thought the breeze, I think, died down from before, so Turner probably just waiting the through ball on that basis, but they can certainly push up South Hobart. They haven't been tested too much through the middle, which is where I thought Rangers would have been particularly focused on. But as we've mentioned, Oscar Thomas has got to be the best third choice centre back in the league by a mile. Quayle deals with that one handsomely. A bit scrappy here after that first goal. Really stringing too many passes together. As Patwell launches that one in the Fulton direction. Turner manages to flick that over 2. Can't quite get 3. Now Morton. Mike Farrell does very well, does the Frenchman. And it's not quite on the same wavelength there, Walter. And Hamlet gets it back. Now Turner into the box. And offside eventually given on Nick Morton, but no one's noticed it yet. Now Copra has. So good spot on the far side there from Stratos. Just relieve some of the pressure on Rangers. Watman ignoring the short options there to launch that one in the Liam Quayle direction. Turner gets it up now. Walter. Townhouse knew what was going on there. Hamlet just gets in front. Morton lets it run, and I think he's put a little sandwich in there as a through ball. He did rather well. Here's the Warthog. He receives it back. He'll go the cross to the back post. Connor Cass gets in there and just gets a leg to it. Completely unmarked at the back post and steers that one wide.
Not far away again. Those looping crosses from the wing, picking out the runners in the box. Very nicely done.
As Rangers now go the short option. Turner will put a pay to that idea. It's it out for a Rangers throw. Launched ahead from Jones. Oscar Thomas gets one of those lanky boots in the way. Jack Turner making a through ball here with the Townhouse. Doing very well to come across from central mid. Just cut that out. Only falls to Gorry. Morton's in his area here. Gets on the right foot and a great save from Watman. That is where Morton likes it. We've seen him score from there all season. A big palm there from the Kiwi keeper.
Yeah, the Morton zone, that one. He just scores from there for fun, and that was well on target. Fully outstretched, using every inch of his height there. The big Kiwi just plucked it out of the corner nicely. Well, that one was going to be added to be a very impressive compilation video of long-range goals from Morton. Here's Liam Quayle, sits it up for the back post. Jack Turner is wrestling with the Townhouse. His header went behind him. And now Jones is trying to shield this one. In the end, looks it up the line, only as far as Gorry. Gorry has Quayle in space, instead goes short for Hamlet. He works it back to Luke Farrell. Eventually they do come left for Liam Quayle. There goes the drive. Might deflect into Walter's path. Turns on the left, then fires one off, deflects behind for a corner. And his keeper scrambling.
Yeah, holding their breath there. The South Hobart fans in the grandstand. Luckily for the Rangers ones, falls wide, and South Hobart really getting on top here. At the moment, we've seen Turner really making some forward runs, which we didn't see the first couple of minutes. Gorry takes the corner towards the near post, misses everyone completely, and will fall out to Quayle, who puts in a lovely ball to the back post, just over the head of Morton. Hamlet retrieves, does well to turn around the Townhouse. Turner controls it. Now Morton, and that open goal is hit straight at Watman. He had most of the left-hand side there. Did the Warthog.
A little surprised by the ball coming to him, I think. He's just got to half-heartedly prod it in the end. You expect him to smash that one home, Morton, and a big opportunity goes begging.
Yeah, after his fantastic shot from 20 yards out, maybe that's just where he scores from, is the D, and those ones from 6 yards. Not used to as we'll see them now into attack again. Feral TV looking for Turner. Gets it down on the chest. Hamlet tries to dribble through the heart of the Rangers defence. Now the Townhouse. It's not pretty aimlessly. No one in particular. Kieran Brown and Kemp will be able to retrieve rather easily.
Here's Oscar Thomas. Cross to Farrell. Now Kobe Kemp. Jack Turner dropping back. Fan of the chest control today, Jack Turner, and he'll send this one along down in the Hamlet direction. Works his way to the front. Steered away from him by Kensley.
Very interesting when Jack Turner picked the ball up. It was pretty much a 5-on-5 situation. It was 5 defenders, 5 attackers, and no one in the middle of the park. So really stretching the play here, South Hobart.
There's Quayle. Cross to Farrell. Again, Hamlet, who's been making those runs, looking to link up. And the rest of his attackers. He sends it in the Walter direction. He's got 2 on him this time, Kensley and Lanau Atkinson. So that was pretty well, but it'll roll out for a goal kick. No, we're not going to let him cut inside that time. The Rangers learning their lesson.
And what a very harsh lesson it was. Alex Walter with that cross into Hamlet earlier. Just seems to have, since they've switched wings after about 15 minutes, Alex Walter certainly had plenty of luck down on this grandstand side. Cass we haven't seen as much of. cross. Watman will launch that one right to the head of Farrell. Walter eventually wins that one back. Front high from, we think, Cross. Now turns out wide to Pat LA. Bit of a heavy touch and will eventually fall to Nick LA, who still cannot turn onto that left foot. Luke Farrell not giving him any opportunity to do that. Now Morton. He's got two up ahead. Quayle's bombing on with Walter and Hamlet in the centre. He's got a great cross on him, Quayle. And short to Cass, who's looking very busy and offside against Quayle. Kicks that one away, and is that a talking to her?
Going to be a talking to here because Big Montecchio, not the happiest customer on the touchline. Brenton Copper is going to come on and say, "You're on the pitch, but you can have a slice of cheese anyway, Turkey." Something to snack on down on the pine there.
This day is just getting stranger and stranger. We've now got yellow cards for people on the bench wearing the wrong kit. Is there anything else that could happen?
Either Adam Gorry's Usain Bolt or he was offside. Geez, he was in acres.
He was in absolute acres.
I was watching behind the play and I suddenly looked in.
I had my eye on the ball then, not at Adam Gorry's position. Turned around and he was 8 yards ahead of the entire defensive line. And I mean, in Tiki's defence, he's probably in line with where that decision was.
Yeah, anyway, play on. Just a bit too vociferous with the big Tiki down on the bench. Here's the Mortog Morton. Back to Kobe Kemp. He's got plenty of space. They just let him carry it forwards. He's just undersold Cass a little with that, and he's couldn't pick out Morton. Now Atkinson looks to find the townhouse, but Kobe Kemp hasn't put a foot wrong so far. Oscar Thomas now. Cross to Cass, dropping a little bit deep, gets himself into trouble. Jones wins it back. Cross to Lenau Atkinson, turned nicely and then just overhits the ball for Kensley, who was making the bursting run on the near touchline. A hand up in apology from the Rangers skipper, just overhitting that one.
Yeah, first time we've really seen Kensley get in that kind of area, and a little disappointed in LA just missing that as falls to Patler, who goes back to Watman and gets plenty of purchase on that one. And a nudge in the back from Kemp, not called from the referee. Thomas under pressure. And now the chest off between all of the players. Nick LA is in on his right foot. He'll try and jink onto the left, stays on the right, gets it in. Picks that one up. Looking inside. The miscommunication there, and Morton, very good pressure, forces a mistake out of the Rangers player. And as far as Gorry, a little penned in here, so Brown just has to thump it clear. Free kick given eventually by Copra, so another set-piece chance here for the Rangers. Have a look at that collision again. Just nice little hip and shoulder there.
Yeah, big follow through there. Free kick chance. They're impressed with the Rangers' movement and work off the ball and trying to really force some turnovers out of this South Hobart defence and box them in. Something they've added as the years gone on. Here's Nick Lenau Atkinson. Couldn't beat the first defender, Gorry. And that was a very optimistic effort there from the big Zingerberger. Well over the top. Brown quick to take. He chips it forward. Some indecision as to who wants it. Kemp opting to leave it for Gorry, and then Kemp drives it down the line looking for Morton. This one will stay in, and he'll get up and have a run at the defence of the Morthog. He jinks inside and curled it near post where no one was making a run. Not his best work.
Probably needed to go back post there where Hamilton Hamlet was making the same run that he scored the goal with, which in his defence I'd probably do as well. As it works, as that's looking forward to Nick LA, who's really gets in front of Kemp, who works it out for a throw. Very good to concede the throw in there, not the corner. Usually that's one you'll just get a toe poke to and straight out for a corner. He may see a long throw from the Rangers here. It's certainly a long enough run up. And heaved into the 6-yard box, pretty much gets in line with the penalty spot. And the Giraffe sticks one of those big legs out. Gorry keeps it in play. And it's probably going to be a foul if it doesn't fall to Rangers. Eventually called there. Hamlet just leaving the foot in. too much malice in the game, but just a few little niggly fouls so far, or niggly screams off the bench.
Yeah, nothing too aggressive in this one. Played in pretty good spirits. Rangers just having a decent little period before half-time, trying to get back into this game. If they could head in to the Sheds at 1-all, it would be a great result as far as they're concerned. And Turner has not convincingly dealt with that. Spill for Brown in the end, but certainly wasn't his intent. Brown just with the fast bowling action there. Kemp under a little bit of pressure. Now Liam Quayle, back heel for Cass. Probably a foul on Quayle after he got rid of it. Now Loic Farrell sends it over the top where Quayle continued his run. Well, that's poorly dealt with by Cross. Straight to Jack Turner. Now Alex Walter turns on it, works it back for Cass. Connor Cass fires, and again it's palmed wide by the big Kiwi. Sammy Watman across to deal with it.
He said in the pre-game, Watman will have to be on his best here to keep out South Hobart. It's about 3 good saves already. It's a nice strong palm to that. May have been going wide, but you never know in that situation. And on the corner for South Hobart.
Very impressed drifting wide, but you've got to make that save anyway. I agree, Fronty. Cass goes back post. Ended up in the air, and now Atkinson. Turner coming through like the wrecking ball and nearly snuck one into the back post again. Watman very sharp.
Made that number 4. That's just bobbled off teammate's hand, maybe? Or thigh, knee. And had to get down very low. Did the Kiwi, not going Spanish style with the kind of foot save. Made sure he got a good palm on that. So very, very nicely done as Morton. Nick LA try and combine on the left-hand side. Nick LA still going through. Tries to get a shot in, and a very good block from Loic Farrell there. Potentially goal-saving block there, calling.
He's just been tracking Nick LA every time, dropping back and helping the defence. And that's the first time got in behind. He'll threaten to there. Well, now Atkinson, but again, the numbers of South winning out descended upon him. Gave him no real chance. He's the Morthog. Good challenge there to win it away by Patla. Now Atkinson did it well. Now the Townhouse chips into the channel. Nicolay trailing in behind. Kobe Kemp isn't quite as crisp as he usually is with that pass. Kensley over the back of Cass, who with an elbow to the back and wanted a free kick for it. Nothing doing.
Yeah, South Hobart fans on the right-hand side, they certainly wanted a free kick for it. Very vociferous calls from the fans. Now, Kemp picked that one up. It's the 1-2 with Farrell. Tries to get past the Townhouse, who pretty much set in stone like a Townhouse there and was not letting him past at all.
Cody Kemp having an excellent game at the back for South Hobart. He's in total command. Can get up on the ball and drive the players. We have another look at that Connor Cass foul or non-foul. Here's Alex Walter feeding it down the line for the overlapping Gorry. He crosses in. Cass at the back post over his head. Jack Turner tracks it back. Now Liam Quayle, who's just scooped this one right over the top of Turner.
Oh, Turner's facial expression then as he watched the ball sail over his head. He just wanted a nice little short past the feet, and instead it was rifled over. A few times you'll get a mistake out of Liam Quayle. He's a very consistent performer. And just ticking into stoppage time here. Probably have the usual 1 minute, I'd say.
That's the reason it's only 1-0 at the half.
Yeah, certainly Rangers are taking it up to South Hobart. No questioning the desire and the effort, but on the balance of play, when your keeper's got to make so many crucial saves, you got to say South Hobart do deserve to be on top so far. They'll be looking to put a couple more in the back of the net just to avoid the nerves in the second half, I think, but well on top, South Hobart.
Yeah, we'll leave you with the action from the first 45. Paul's got to pick himself up a wide receiver or a running back, and we'll be back in 10 minutes or so with the second half.
Beautiful ball. Just misses
towards the Townhouse. And plenty of work early as Townhauser, and that was ambitious, even for the great Harry Townhauser. Going to smash that one.
Sticks the leg out. It's up to Nick LA, who flicks it in a dangerous direction, and good communication there between the South Hobart defence. Turner will go back post here in the direction. Chest down, Turner can't quite get it down. Who will it eventually fall for? It's going to get there. poked home from Kobe Kempton. Well blocked there from Burke. Much in that as we go back to live play. Deflected into the box. Turner up. A volley comes in and Watman will get that one up nice and cleanly.
Here is Turner. Sends it down the line looking for the run of Connor Cass. Just bounced over his head. And he's steered away. Townhauser drifting across into the space. He's been combative, just lost track of the ball. A bit of a body check, which is allowed. LA jinking inside, cutting back for the Townhouse. Townhauser locked behind for a corner.
We'll see what Rangers can do from this corner kick. Goes right into the mixer and a great clearing header there from Kemp. Had to get out here as Turner goes on a run. Out to Hamlet, does well, gets past one, got past two. Hammer time is in full flight here. We'll have a shot on goal, looks for Morton and great clearance there on the Northern Rangers defender.
The centre back just sitting a little bit deeper. Here's the Morthog Morton, turns onto the right, dangerous ball deflecting around Watman. Got a palm up to it and deflected.
More territory at the moment as Corey goes for the quick corner kick and Turner nearly gets in there. Good muscle goes up again. Didn't do a fair. Completely mid, just cut that out. Only falls to Gorry. Morton's in his area here. Gets on the right foot and a great save from Watman. That is where
Liam Quayle goes to the drive. Might deflect into Walker's path. Turns on the left, then fires one off. Deflects behind for a corner.
you didn't see the first couple of minutes. Gorry takes the corner towards the near post, misses everyone completely, and Who puts in a lovely ball to the back post, just over the head of Morton. Hamlet retrieves, does well to turn around the Townhouse. Turner controls it. Now Morton, and that open goal is hit straight at Watman. He had to Cass, who's looking very busy and offside against Quayle. Kicks that one away, and is that a talking to or a yellow card? Opera saying, mate, why did you do that? I've got to give you a...
Bursting Turner just had to track back and get it. Now Walter goes with the dink. He didn't get that one right. Straight down the throat of Watman. Quick release. Stumhouse stayed on side and he's in behind here with two to pick out the middle. One of them's Hamlet. Great save. Watman again. The big Kiwi using
his right foot. He'll try and jink onto the left. Stays on the right. Gets it in. What a miss. Actually, what a stop that must have been. A corner give. Officials on the standard Bunnings chairs is... Oh, it's a nasty collision there with Connor Cass. Taking a little while to get up.
And he'll get up and have a run at the defence of the Morthog. He jinks inside and killed it near post where no one was making a run. Not his best work. Turns on it, works it back for Cass. Connor Cass fires, and again it's palmed wide by the big Kiwi, Sammy Watman. Cass goes back post. Ended up in the air, and now Atkinson. Turner coming through like the wrecking ball and nearly snuck one in.
Nicolay try and combine on the left-hand side. Nicolay still going through. Tries to get a shot in, and a very good block from Lloyd Farrell there.
Kobe Kemp isn't quite as crisp as he usually is with that pass. Kensley over the back of Cass, who with an elbow to the back and running it down the line for the overlapping Gorry. He crosses in. Cass at the back post over his head. Jack Turner tracks it back. Now Liam Quayle. Just in a little bit of trouble there was the Orchard in between Cass and Turner. And Welcome back for the second half here at Darcy Street. South Hobart holding sway. 1-0 courtesy of a Benjamin Hammer time Hamlet header. Rangers will be looking to chase this one in the second half. It's cup football. It's worth just throwing caution to the wind. I tell you what is a concern for Rangers though is a limping Nick Linnell Atkinson, who just gestured to the bench with a symbol that I'm pretty sure is universal for Subney. So that, I think, is a big concern for Rangers if their talisman up top is unable to go on. He's hobbling onto the pitch as it stands, but I think we might see the trigger pulled on the sub in the opening minutes here.
Didn't see anything too much in the first half to distinguish that, but yeah, it was noticeably limping and having a chat to the manager.
He said, give me 10 minutes and then do this, but was definitely given the hand signal for sub, so that's a real concern for the Warriors. Maybe a man already on a slice of cheese from the bench, Big Tiki, might be the one to just stick on up top. We'll wait and see.
He was out pinging around passes at half time, so maybe he did just get a quick...
Gets his for it. And now Atkinson couldn't track that one down, and let's work back to Thomas. His pass was ill-directed. And Cody Kemp, he's just running his own race at the back today. Pulls out the pitching wedge and just slices it. A bit like me out of the bunker, that one. Just well wide of where he's going.
I think the fact he kept it on play means it's not like one of yours calling.
Don't believe I've ever played golf with you, Funty. I'm not sure you're in a position to comment. Because this one's chipped over the top by the Warthog Morton. A little sun in the eyes there. Might just be a factor in the second half as the sun creeping out again. Very bright all of a sudden.
As well as the wind again.
Yeah, and that'll be at South Hobart's back in this half. It's going to make life tough for Rangers, trying to get back into it. Alex Walter faked one way, tried to fool him and then sent it in. Headed away well by Anderson. Across rather, here is Pat Linnell Atkinson, who combines with Kensley. Stretching for it was Jones, couldn't quite reach it. And then blocked off the ball, I think, was Cass. He's sprawling on the ground there. Did he get the free kick?
Yeah, given for the pretty much the off-the-ball shepherd from Kingsley there. I was surprised the ball after that. Great ball from Walter fell right to the Morton zone, and he wasn't there to lash it home from the D. So we'll see if the ball ends up there again. Turner offering short. We'll switch it out in the back here through the centre backs. And Farrell finds Thomas, immediately put under pressure. And Kieran Brown looking for options. Yes, good pressure in the end from Fulton. Eventually Brown just lofts it clear. Balls to Patler. Oh, I did see a little bit there, only a slice of cheese. Mustn't have been too aggressive, but I did see a bit of afters there with Anderson. Now, will that be a free kick? I think Jack Turner will be ropeable at that, as he was well through on goal.
Storming into the box was Jack Turner.
Gary Turner does very well with Walter. Hamlet off the ball. I did see a little bit there, only a slice of cheese. Mustn't have been too...
what he's arguing there.
No, no idea what the argument is there.
It was a little unnecessary there from Hammer time, Hamlet. Yes. Wouldn't have looked out of place in McGregor Mayweather last week, that one.
No.
But cost him a chance, and apparently Rangers insider Mitchy Dent just reporting that Nick Linnell Atkinson's meant to be in a moon boot, but he's playing anyway, and shooting down my drones because Tiki's got a hamstring issue, so maybe that's why he felt comfortable enough getting booked on the bench. He knew he's not going to be coming on.
Limited chance of coming on there, emergency slip from Kemp in the end, just thumps it clear. Gorry's going to play the ball, offside eventually given from referee.
So the Rangers' reaction to Gorry being called offside on this occasion.
Oh, Gary Turner does. As we have a look again, he's just very well with Walter. Hamlet off the ball. I did see a little bit there, only a slice of cheese. For what's that for? From the hands from Hamlet. I love that reaction as ball forward right to the feet of the Morthog. Fulton gets it now. Nick Moonboot hits it hits first time actually, and on target. So Kieran Brown having to do some work there, just in bobbling in the dirty bit of the pitch there.
It was really Nowicki-esque stuff there.
Good. And as far as Farrell, again, a bit scrappy here down below, still in South Hobart territory. And eventually thump clear for a throw in. Jack Turner unhappy with the passing. Didn't quite get that one down. Struggling to put the foot on it so far, either team in this second half.
Kind of Cass on the end of this one. He's been a bit more lively the opening few minutes of this half. Twice he's gotten in behind and starting to threaten. South Hobart firmly in the ascendancy, and with the wind at their backs, they're going to dominate. And you wonder how many looks like that Nicolay Chance Rangers got moments ago they're actually going to get in this second half. They're going to need to be clinical. We'll look at this clearance here. They head down. Nicely done. Eventually, South Hobart take the free kick and take it short to Quayle. Combines with Kemp, turns onto the right. Will charge down, and now they might spring back the other way. Appleyard sends it along, looking for now Atkinson, who gets the free kick against the Frenchman Farrell.
He's doing well as a bit of a target man in this limited role so far, Nicolay. Managing to win the free kick and relieve a fair bit of pressure from his team, which is what you want from your striker when you're got the backs to the wall there. Rangers got the 4 in the box for the moment, and that's gone to nobody in particular. Cleared from Kemp. Morton tries to get it through to Hamlet. Sliding in is Anderson. Falls to Hamlet eventually. He'll go off on a run. He's got Cass to his left. Still hasn't passed it to him yet. Scuffs the shot wide, and Watman. Everyone in the crowd thinking Watman was in some trouble there. I had 100% faith in him.
Yeah, they're comfortably covered. I'm not really sure what they're looking at there, Bundy. He's seen that was going well wide, and he covered it in case it took a strange bounce. Pretty standard goalkeeping anyway. He's been pretty outstanding today, Sammy Watman.
He has. Certainly, I don't want to give him too much praise in case I jinx him, but he's played very, very well so far, as has that man, Kobe Kemp, whose distribution to Adam Gorry then is sensational. Now the Morthog, he's got 2 in the box, tries to find Hamlet at the near post, and scoops it wide with Cross for company. Made that near post run that we've seen him make so many times this year, and just hits that one wide. Does Hammer time.
They love that move, South Hobart. The defence, he ran straight into the wall. It was Luke Farrell and Jack Turner though. And it's chipped over the top. A race is on here between Cross and Hamlet. Cross comfortably wins out. Anderson, a little bit sloppy there. Really, his teammate Appleyard, no favours.
It's almost like he was playing that to Cameron Woodman on the far side. That was about the only person within a 30-metre radius.
Yeah, definitely closer to Vicky Morton down there on the other side than anyone else.
See the throw in taken by Quayle, looking for the chest of Turner, who controls it with a foot, dragged back there. Play on given, eventually called back. So good advantage from the referee. Another set piece for South Hobart. Gonna get a few in the box. Morton offering short. I think this is likely to go in the direction of the Giraffe, who's loitering at the back post. Trying to find someone tall enough to mark him at the moment.
The rangy Fulton gets across to him eventually.
So being talked to by the referee as well as the Rangers players. Seeing what South Hobart do from this free kick there. Looking for that second goal, just for a bit of breathing space. Just comes in. It's low towards near post, flicked into the centre, and an acrobatic clearance. Eventually.
Good policy.
That was Appleyard, I think, there, hitting that one over the fence.
Good policy just to whack it out there when Jack Turner's just lurking about. Another goals he scored, just loitering in that 6-yard box this year.
This counts as a bicycle clearance, that.
Very nicely done. Adam Gorry. They take the corner, 2 men offering short. Going to drag a couple of defenders out because everyone else is back for Rangers to the back post. And there was Alex Walter, who could not get the direction he wanted on the header. He was picked out beautifully by Gorry. It's not quite the end product there from Walter.
Scored plenty of goals this season, Alex Walter, as well as laying on assists. You'd almost at least expect him to put it on target there, such as his high standard, but maybe he'll have another chance soon as Turner and the Townhouse battle in the centre, eventually won by South Hobart, and Quayle's just playing a bit of ping pong with his opposition player. Eventually wins a throw in. More movement on the Rangers bench, as well as South Hobart's. Probably some 60th minute subs looking like from the Rangers defence, but another corner for South Hobart. They've had a fair few of them so far after 60 minutes. It will be the Mortog Morton to take this one. Looking into the middle, Watman gets a hand to it and eventually helped out from his teammate, who's really pulled a sigh after doing that, limping heavily. And Gorry, he's got Burke for company, goes near post, eventually gets there. Hamlet scrambles at home past the keeper for 2-0. Lovely coach's finish there from Ben Hammertime Hamlet. Just making that near post run again, and this time he puts the ball on target and in the back of the net.
Adam Gorry, the supplier, just sat for him about 30 yards out. I thought, here comes the spectacular volley. Here's the chance, Gorry. He said, no, I'm going to do the team thing. He played the 1-2, drove it wide, puts a wonderful crossing. He's been doing this all year, and Hamlet sneaks on through the Rangers defence. A bit stationary, and Hamlet gets on the end of it. A brace for Hammertime. He's had a good day. And South Hobart now with 1 foot firmly in next week's final.
That is a perfect poacher's game, has Ben Hamlet. As that's a very good crunching challenge from Gorry, who concedes the corner. Rangers will be looking to hit back straight away, but yeah, absolute 6-yard box poacher is Ben Hamlet. Talking about Adam Gorry, fantastic two-way player. I mean, it's such a rarity to have a right back polling top 5 in voting competitions like we've seen this season. That's just a testament to his quality.
The fact that for the most part last year he was playing as an out-and-out winger, wasn't he? Late in the season due to injuries, he even moved to full-back, and he so excelled there that Ken Morton was very keen to get him down to South Hobart, did so, and slotted him in at right back, and he's been an absolute stalwart in his team this year, and he's on the ball again here. He's turned it over here. There's putting the moss on a kid. Here's Fulton now for the Rangers. He crosses in near post, steered away by Kobe Kemp. Gorry, it's round 1. Really just talked him up a treat, and he's made the first 2 errors he's made all season in the last 30 seconds. A long ball over the top, which Hamlet leads in the race. He's got more pace than Cross. Can't get around him though, really well defended by Cross. And then bodies up again, or just bit off a bit more than he could chew in the end. Beat him twice, tried to beat him 3 times in the end. Some support from Burke, but Norton on the ball. Fancy footwork from the Morthog, and a good lunging challenge from Burke to finally kill it off, but it'll be a corner.
Yeah, very enjoyable centre-back to striker play there. There was a situation where you'd almost take the card there, so Morton wasn't running into the box. As we'll see the first change of the match being made.
I'm going to go with William Humphrey.
You're going to go with Humphrey coming on?
Going to go with Humphrey for Appleyard. That could be horribly wrong, but that's what I'm going with.
You know what? That's what it is.
No, not Nicolay.
Not Nicolay, Appleyard.
He's still out there.
Nicolay's definitely still out there.
No, it's
Appleyard.
William Appleyard, we think. But anyway, Gorry sends it to the back post, and Watman again shows a safe pair of hands, but Humphrey is certainly 14 on the team sheet. That was before the dramatic kit change from Rangers maroon to South Hobart legs and breast white.
Yeah, it's white v red here. Legs and breast getting 2 for 1 on the sponsorship deal. That's fantastic for them.
Oh, Rangers inside, and Mitchie Dent telling us we're spot on.
Oh, that's what I like to hear.
Suspicions of handball there, but Turner does well in the end and retreats back to Brown, who takes a tumble. as does the Mordog Morton. Eventually it falls out the back for Connor Cass. Storming back is Jones. And he hits the deck. No one's down their feet at the moment. This isn't an ice rink, it is in fact a grass pitch.
It's like there's a sniper on the far end or something. It was Jones almost like the NBA kind of ankle breaker style going down as Turner has that one forward to Walter. It's the return ball. He's got Hamlet charging through the middle to go the wall pass with the Warthog. Not as much going there as looking for the townhouse but left hopelessly short. And now Hamlet, he's got 4 to beat. He's also got 4 teammates up for company. One of them is Luke Farrell, who's appeared on the left wing. Looks to play in the Warthog, who's a bit too far behind that with the pitching wedge and falling out for a goal kick.
Hasn't quite been his day, the Warthog Morton. His end product there. Just getting underneath that one, but it's alright. We'll be happy to save him. Looks like they'll have a cup final next week. And then following that, of course, back at Darcy Street in a fortnight's time to take on the Brisbane Strikers in the NPL National Final Series. Really looking forward to that one.
Should be a great occasion here at Darcy Street for that one as the Warthog gets around Nick LA, who's still plugging along out there. He's done very well the last 70 minutes so far, and there's a bit of a late shepherd there. One of the easier free kick decisions of the day. I wonder what the Brisbane Strikers are making of this once they watch it, or if they're watching live. See if they've noticed anything in particular about South Hobart. As we see South Hobart's first sub, and it is Luke Farrell coming off, and the club captain, Dogger Brown, coming on. Hashtag let Dogger play, and Ken is obliged for the crowd.
Yeah, I do wonder if Shay Hickey maybe started his own petition to get him back. But no, I think Ken Morton very keen to get some minutes in the legs of Brown ahead of that NPL game against Brisbane, as we mentioned. They wouldn't want him to be coming into that one having not played. He's been out injured, so back into the action is Brown. He should get it. He'll run out and then back in next week. You can imagine as he wins a header immediately. Falls for Turner. What a save by
back post. Oscar Thomas didn't quite get a foot there. Does manage to track back with the back heel. And he'll eventually concede the goal kick. So Morton's cross into the box. Was that jumping up? I have no doubt Jack Turner. It certainly was. With Dogger Brown in there. Good to see Morton's given out the captain's armband to Dogger Brown as well. You sometimes see that when the captain comes off the bench. They'll just keep it with the player who's had it all game.
Get the feeling Rangers just tiring a little bit now, Funty. They've not offered a lot in the last few minutes. They'll try and get something going here. Again, South Hobart just win it back through Quayle. Jones, he's just worked hard all game. He's covered a lot of territory. But South Hobart firmly on top. Rangers not really looking like they're going to be able to get back into this one. A goal would certainly liven things up. This one's smashed long. Sam Watman picks it up. I'm sure they'll be hoping they can keep his services for next year, and this isn't the last time they see Sam Watman playing for Rangers. It'd be a good way to bow out if so, but no doubt they'll be very keen to get him back. Very good keeper.
Yeah, been an excellent keeper all season, and that is an excellent through ball. Manages to split between two Rangers players. A great sliding challenge in the end from Anderson. The zinger getting across very quick. Nice.
Alex Lazinski looks like he might be introduced here for South Hobart. He's really assumed the role as team's substitute. This one's crossed in, not dealt with. Burke puts it behind him, and Brown will track this one down. Gorry presenting for him. And he curls a dangerous ball in the Turner direction. Right. Get his neck around it and sneak it in. There wasn't a lot of pace for him to work with there, Jack Turner. Just wide of the mark. But Lazinski will stay out the legs at this stage. South Hobart really threatening to kill this one off with a third. They would have already. If not for Watman, here's Alex Walter, who doesn't make sufficient contact with that one, and he tugs it wide of the mark, and that will be the cue for Alex Lazinski to enter the fray. See who he replaces. Hamlet on a hat-trick. Will be controversial if he got hooked. And indeed he will be. So no chance for the hat-trick today for Hammer Time Hamlet. But fantastic performance from him. He's got a brace, and it looks like being a match-winning brace. And he gets a warm round of applause from the Darcy Street faithful. And there's also some action on the Rangers bench. Jones is being replaced by Adhar Nagore.
First look we've certainly had of him before there. Good shift from Jones. He looks absolutely knackered, which is, as a coach, the least you can expect from the player when they come off. He's a good shift today as Jones, and we'll see what Albie can do up top. A more physical presence than what they're used to. He's got his first touch here with Anderson for company. Lays it back to Quayle, who just gets that one straight out.
How about the wheels on Albie? Man, very loud.
Yeah, it seems like he's even got them like enhanced brightness or something, because I've seen similar, but I can't remember seeing any of that bright.
Yeah, really standing out. This one's lofted forward in the direction of the aforementioned Boots and Albie as well. Here's Linnell Atkinson, back he goes to Watman. Ships it into the middle, well read by Brown, but he's coughed it straight up to Fulton. Now chipped in, they might be in behind here. Oscar Thomas gets across, saw it away from Humphrey. And puts it into touch, so Rangers are going to get motoring if they're going to get back into this one.
It's illegal to play with a giraffe on the field, because if it wasn't for his, I don't think any other centre-back would have got to that. He's got such long legs as Oscar Thomas. It's probably why he can score from 50 yards out and make challenges like that. There's throw in, taken long to the direction of the new man, but Dogger Brown manages to pick that one out. Burke plays a challenging ball. Now we'll see Albie in a foot race. And Cross does enough. Turner battling with Anderson, eventually falls out wide to Gorry, who for a right back is just appearing at right wing again. Morton manages to stay on side, plays a lovely near ball, score and hit the post. Jack Turner. He's probably going to look at the pitch in disgust at that and say it bobbled, but 6 yards out, I think he'd score from that position.
He's done it all here, Jack Turner. He's been putting them in. But he's just skied it. And don't expect Jack Turner to miss that one. People left helpless. It was a lovely build-up play again from South. They really should be further ahead in this one. But a combination of Watman and some poor finishing denying them that. It really should have been 3-0 there. Jack Turner. Well, maybe he'll just hope he's saving him for the more important games to come, given they've got this one pretty well won. But the way he's been playing this year, you wouldn't expect Jack Turner to miss that. It would have been the most Jack Turner goal. He just bobs up in the 6-yard box, puts them away, gets into the positions. That time, just skying it as the Townhouse is denied the chance to take off, because I think kind of Cass over there has been floored.
Yeah, I think Patlow's just a bit of afters on Connor Cass, who's playing the full 90 for the first time in quite some time. Yeah, have a look at the replay of that decision. Goes to pass the ball inside, and a whole lot in that.
Like a daisy in a gentle breeze.
Well, it's coming up to flower season, so...
Although he stayed down, so maybe something not caught from our angle, to be fair to him, as substitution being readied on the near side here for South Hobart. Conforti, I think, the man set to be introduced.
Yep. Well, I think that is... Oh, it's Conforti or Brennan. I think Conforti's got the headband on. So
it's Brennan.
It's
I've just
definitely
been brought undone by the fact he wasn't wearing the number 12. It's familiar number. I've never seen him anything other than 12. Anyway, he's rocking the 8. There's Nagore just didn't make good contact with that, and Quayle was able to storm through him a little way, then he gets clattered into.
Now that is a late challenge.
And a slice of cheese as well there for Nick Lanau-Atkinson.
Yeah, not too much debate about that one at all. Now the sub given, undone by the number. I just remember Conforti from the Under-20s Cup final, rocking the headband in centre mid, but unfortunately won't get on for a League Cup semi-final spot. It'll be Jacob Brennan, who, as we've mentioned, probably would get a gig in most other teams in the league. A very talented young player. And it will be on a Cass to come off. One round of applause for Connor, and Jacob Brennan will probably be a straight swap, I'd say. See him out at left wing, may swap with Walter just for a bit of variety, but he'll certainly play on the wing. Great pace as Jacob Brennan, as the ball comes in to the far post over the head of both Albie. Oh, that's actually managed to Morton. Keeps it in, and Watman again with a quality save. When it goes over the head of both Albie and Dogger Brown, you're unlikely to stay in, but that's just held up expertly for Morton. And yeah, nice leg save there from Watman. Again, short corner been taken. Morton's probably overhit that one a tad. I think I can be a bit more confident with that one.
Yeah, didn't quite hit that one as he'd have pleased, as it looks like Jin is set to be introduced here for the Rangers.
Well, Tiki must be injured.
And looks like Quinn Kensley striding off. The Rangers go into their bench here. In the final few minutes, a little injection of pace here in the form of Danny Jin. Nick Walton seems familiar with. A few words of advice for him as he strode onto the pitch there. The Morthog. Sure, purely words of encouragement.
Oh, I'd say good luck, do your best. You know. Played a few games, Danny Jin.
Yeah, he thought he'd left the state. He was playing for them early and then departed, but apparently he's come back. Like John Farnham perhaps is Sammy Ortman with a rare mistake. Just skews that one horribly wide.
Oh, there's some people that once you get down here, you just have to keep coming back. Like Elton John coming back at the end of the month. Always a return journey.
Why not?
Well,
why not indeed? There's Adam Gorry. Let's go to Lazinski. He needs to get to the front. Eventually he does, and then chips it onto the scrum there, Walter. Walter back to Kobe Kemp. Gorry chipped it nicely into the path of Kemp. The sliding challenge was good from Lanau-Atkinson, who's still working hard. For a man who apparently should be playing. Really leading by example. Here's Nick Morton. Back to Kemp. Kemp crossed the face. Turner can't miss this one, but he's offside. I'm not really sure how, but anyway, it's going to be 2-0, and there won't be a third there for Jack Turner.
Oh, I just have to roll that one back a bit and see where the cross was taken from, as Watman's going to grab that one. A nice comfortable chest mark there. South Hobart bench up in arms at that one.
Well, that's Tiki's opinion on it. He's certainly had an opinion on offside decisions earlier in the game.
I don't think he's even on the bench anymore, as you see Jin. Some nice footwork there.
I don't think it's going to matter with the score as it is, but probably should be 3-0 there, as this one's chipped over. And now Lazinski might make it 3-0 anyway as he surges in behind. Cross, got a cross to deal with him, and Albie decided he'd just have a pop, and not his best work there. As we have a look here again, right.
It's going to be where the ball's delivered from, I'd say. Unless he's hit it forward, so he's kicked it about there. Well, it has. So it's not a cross that's gone backwards, so it has gone forward. So he must have been on the 6-yard line, and all the Rangers defenders must have been up. That's all I can really think of, to be honest.
Looked all right to me on replay. Anyway, 2-0 it is. Jack Turner, having missed that one earlier, made ultra sure he steered that one over the line, but not to be.
He does like to chest at Jack Turner, so maybe just wanted to score a chest goal as we see him on the ball there, and that one out of play. Just the 5 minutes to go, no danger of our quick turnaround here calling to get out to Warrior Park, so...
Still be a bit of a quick turnaround. I think producer Ash Wilkes breathing some sigh of relief that we're not going to get the extra 30 here. This will be a bit of a mad rush across the river, but of course we'll be bringing that one to you later this evening, like a Seljet Cup final rematch. The Knights travelling over to Warrior Park in the second semi for the right to take on presumably South Hobart, barring any late drama here at Darcy Street.
Yeah, 6:30 kickoff for that one for those who want to join us. And Nick LA, who's going to play the full 90, nice body work there. From the new man now, Danny Gin's going to run into the near post, have a shot on goal, and Brown down to save. That's what fresh legs can do to your team. Just 5 minutes to go. If that went in, that would have made things rather interesting.
Yeah, it would have been a very entertaining little finish. Gin, no real conviction in the finish, and Brown with his angles covered nicely. Just an extra injection of pace. Almost unlocking them. Nick Lynell Atkinson now to take the corner. Soldiering on, and he drives a bullet to the middle of the box. Well away by Kobe Kemp, who has shown he's a fantastic centre-back as well as central midfielder. I always thought he could have a future as a ball-playing centre-half, and we've seen that today. Just reads the play so well. As again, Lynell Atkinson swings it in, and it's volleyed into the middle of the box, deflects away, and Quayle steers it out towards Brennan. Lynell Atkinson tight to him, and he just ran out of room there, although he did draw a free kick in the end, did Brennan.
Very good block there from Turner, not that I'm sure he knew a whole lot about it, and then Brennan doing well just to get enough contact despite kicking the ball pretty much directly out of play. Still winning the free kick, so 4 minutes plus stoppage time left. South Hobart most likely booking their place in the League Cup final to be played next week. Another 2 weeks of football for South Hobart. Just a few extra touches. All their players here. Oscar Thomas looking forward to Walter Turner in an acre of space. Probably want a little more pace on it. Gets it out to Albie, who'll try and get the return ball in. Right at the keeper, Watman. In a safe pair of hands. In that fluor orange kit. Heaves that one into the night sky. Dogger Brown will comfortably head that one to a teammate. Now just return straight back to Watman for take 2.
Yeah, a bit of the fizz out of this one, perhaps now. Draw to a close. Rangers throwing plenty of bodies up top here, trying to claw one back, and why not? No difference between 2-0 and 3-0 really. It'll be the end of the season for them. Can they conjure up some late magic? Not with efforts like that, they can't. Lynell Atkinson he's non-preferred there and not quite getting that one right. He's been known to score the odd world-class goal. Build-up was nice, but didn't sit for him on the left, as this one's lobbed in the Albie direction. Moved away from him, Turner. So Morton, sweeping ball across, and Rangers keeping plenty up top, so there's space in behind here for South. Brennan, back for Walter. Steered away from him nicely by Burke. Morton, Walter, again Burke. And that time rather Tenzing Anderson with the challenge. And the Townhouse sends it right down the middle. He had a 2-on-1. And in the end just lofted a ball that favoured Dogger Brown. Really didn't think their way through that one too well, the Rangers. A little bit exposed at the back there, South.
He dropped very deep, Dogger Brown, almost playing the kind of sweeper role there, which allowed both of them to be on side. And unfortunately for Rangers, they just managed to find him rather than the 2 teammates. As Waltman's going to go another heave-ho. Well cut out from Quayle, who's still a bundle of energy. Need first time from Watman, only as far as Oscar Thomas. He had a bit of a neck ache here as Morton's going to try and jink onto that right foot. Has a shot. Going as far as Watman, who's probably notched up double-digit saves in this game, I'd say.
Yeah, he's been kept very busy, Sam Watman, but he's been fantastic. He's given his side a fighting chance. They've just not been able to conjure up something at the other end. They've had a couple of chances, but able to take them, and really they were going to have to take everything that fell their way if they were going to pull off the upset today, as Linnell Atkinson can't get round at the outstanding Kemp. Another one of those who have been amongst the very best out there today. Woodman, Kemp, Hamlet, probably the top few in my estimation. Nicolay turns onto the right. Dogger Brown being took by Ngor. And just gets rather shoved there by Brown. Danny Gins got pace and he gets there first, but Gorry has also got a fair shout to be in the conversation as well. Gets across and shuts it down as we tick into stoppage time here at Darcy Street, South Hobart, on their way to the League Cup final.
Yeah, potentially another trophy victory for South Hobart after taking the league title a couple of weeks ago. Northern Rangers trying to get a consolation goal here for Ngoy, but Olga Brown manages to get there first. Walter and now Albie Lazinski. He's got Simon space to line up. The shot goes very hard. Watman gets his body in the way and then eventually goes over the top. What's the call? It's no goal.
He saved it again, Sammy Watman. Just got back and went with the big forehand. Real Raff and Adele type whip on that forehand to get it out. Clawed it away. And somehow it stays 2-0. Now we can't believe he's not finished that one off.
We're taking inspiration from the US Open for that save. And again, going to find Burke, who's playing in a really advanced position for left back at the moment. Now Morthog. Albie, and they're going to let him turn. Unfortunately, a little clip on the ankle. It's a really good save from Watman. We have another look. You see that with plenty of power. There's Albie on the chip. And Watman one bounce and then the big waft. I don't think that's gone in. I don't think there's much doubt about that.
Yeah, I don't think so. There was certainly no one even claiming it had. Even if it's within half a metre to the side, you normally get one team trying to claim it, as this one's chipped and an offside Brennan. Not that he was getting past Watman anyway.
Yeah, certainly getting my 3 votes. Here's Watman. Launch of Hamlet where he scored a double, but if it wasn't for Watman, he probably would have had 4 himself.
Brown wins this one out there, getting some valuable minutes in the legs. He's Kobe Kemper, who's just strolled into midfield since the introduction of Brown. And hasn't missed a beat. Surrounded by Rangers on this occasion though, and now they look to burst away. A raking ball, it was offside anyway. Was Humphrey. Mr. B there. We'll see the free kick go South Way as we tick towards the end of this one. The first of 2 League Cup semi-finals today. Do join us for the second of the games this evening over at Warrior Park, making the dash across the river for Olympia Warriors against Glenorchy Knights. The winner will meet South Hobart next weekend on the Saturday. I think it's going to be that one, as Walter centres it. Morton, could he put the cherry on top? Danny Gin scrapping with Turner. Steered away. It looks like 2-0 will be how this one ends. A very convincing victory for South Hobart, Fonzie.
Yeah, pretty comfortable from South Hobart, especially this second half. It's been pretty much all one-way traffic. The superior fitness really coming into it. Being able to give a few of their more experienced players a run out as well, ready for next week. So some selection headaches of the good kind for Ken Morton coming up as Gorry strays offside again. Nearly at the most offsides this game out of Gorry, actually.
He's certainly surging on down that flank every opportunity, as he customarily does.
The game's still going on here, so nearly into the night. 4 minutes played so far. We're really not wanting this one to end. Townhouse miscontrolling that one. It's South Hobart looking pretty comfortable here. Turner just trying to give Brennan a chance. Now Morton, he looks to load, does, but straight at the keeper, and surely this is going to be the last action of the game. Nick LA losing the ball to Turner. He's still after a goal. Here's Turner. Lazinski to Walter, loads it, and Lazinski puts a flick in, impedes the keeper. A goal given. That'll be Lazinski, the last play of the game, as Copland outballs the full time. The third goal will count, so for the stats people out there, that'll be Lazinski with a third.
Yeah, 3-0 it ends here at Darcy Street. A comfortable victory for Sam Ortman. He's had an absolute blinder. Not much he could do about any of the goals. Alex Lazinski in the 95th minute, adding the cherry on top and getting the goal he'd been denied a couple of minutes earlier. We'll have a look at that one. And then the other couple of goals that settled an entertaining contest. It's one that South Hobart were thoroughly the better team in, and just about doing enough. It did barge the keeper there. I don't think Watman was getting there anyway, so it was probably what's got in there, and it makes a very little difference at this stage anyway. South Hobart into the final. We'll have a look at the first couple of goals there. They'll meet either Glenorchy Knights or Olympia Warriors, who meet this evening. This was the opening goal, a delightful ball from Alex Walter on 20 minutes, picked out Benjamin Hamlet, who nodded home a textbook header. And from there, they were really in control of the match, South. And it'll be that man, Ben Hamlet, who added a second. Adam Gorry, this time the provider, storming forwards, crossed in the near post. He made this run a number of times in the game, Hamlet. He profited on that occasion. That was the second. Now he putting the cherry on top. It ends 3-0 at Darcy Street. South Hobart, comfortable winners. And we wait to see who they play. And we'll be bringing that one to you in a couple of hours' time. So it's see you soon rather than bye for now. We'll be back very shortly once we make the mad dash across the river. Do join us for that one.
Yeah.